Hello everybody, and welcome to Business Statistics Online at Frederick Community College. My name is Professor Val Lockman, and I will be your instructor for the class. And this is the introduction video where I will guide you through everything you need to know to get started in the class. So I've created this outline to kind of keep us on track as we go through this video, and I will post this document on Blackboard so you guys don't need to copy it. Okay, but the first thing that we're going to talk about is Blackboard. So Blackboard will be your main platform to get started. So this is the place that you should go weekly and more than just once a week. You go ahead and can browse through all of the links that you have available right now. I'm not going to go through all of them. But I'll just highlight the main things that you should know. So the faculty tab will have all of the information related to my info about email, office phone number, office location, and office hours. Okay. Now, typically office hours are for students that are face-to-face. In this case, these office hours also apply to you guys. If you're available and you would like to come on campus and have a face-to-face session with me, I'll be more than happy to meet with any of you. Or if you would like to set up something virtually via Skype or Google, that's an option as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about course materials. There's a syllabus that's already linked on Blackboard, and it will stay there. And I'm not going to read the whole thing to you. You guys are more than capable of doing it. But I do want to talk about course materials. So you are going to need access to an electronic textbook, Business Statistics by Robert Donnelly. And this comes with MyMathLab access code. There are instructions linked also on the website that will guide you through how to sign up for it. You do not need to have a physical textbook. It's actually really expensive, and I don't think it's worth the money. So you don't need to get an actual book. You have exactly the same information through e-textbook, and that's all we're going to need. And the other thing that you will need is Excel. Okay, so Excel is required for this class. That's the main difference between regular statistics, which is MA 206, where they use a calculator. In this class, we're not going to be using calculator at all. You will need Excel. Okay, then you see the assessment of learning outcomes, so the grading scheme, and then there's a lot of stuff that we need to put in here that's governed by the college, so you read through that. Homework, active learning, test information, all of that you guys can read on your own, and a brief outline of what the class is going to look like. Okay, and we're really going to stick to this plan pretty closely. If anything changes, if there are any issues with internet and you guys can access Blackboard for no fault of yours, then I will definitely adjust the schedule, but we're going to stick to the schedule pretty closely. Okay, so that's your syllabus. If you need to print it out, go ahead and do so, but it will stay on Blackboard until the class is over. All right, that's your syllabus. Below here, you will find MyMathLab registration. It is pretty self-explanatory. I've never had a student who had issues with signing up, but if you are having any trouble to do so, then definitely let me know. Okay, just follow these steps. You can sign up with a temporary access code for the first 2 weeks to see if this class is for you. And then if you decide to drop or switch to a different class, then you are not wasting any money. Okay, then once you decide that the class is what you need, then you can purchase an access code directly through Pearson or through the bookstore. Okay, and then if you don't have Microsoft Office package, then we have instructions for you guys to get Office 365. That is free for all FCC students. Okay, the only thing that you're going to need here is Excel. All right, but you get access to all of these other applications and software. All right, so these are your course materials. Okay, so let's see. Blackboard. All right, let's talk about communications. This is how we'll be communicating with you guys through announcements. I will be making 2 to 3 weekly announcements, one on Monday, and then 2 more as needed. And they will also go to your email. Okay, so communications will be done through Blackboard and email. You should expect to get a long, detailed email on Monday with everything that's coming up that week, and then maybe 1 or 2 more Wednesday or Friday, depending on what's going on in the class, with little reminders or some notifications that, okay, I added a new video or something like that. Okay, so that's what's going to happen through Blackboard. Okay, so let's say that we discussed this one. Weekly assignments. Okay, let's go ahead and see what's going on here. If you go to Module 1, everything that you need to do for each week will be posted in one folder. So let's say week 1, January 29th through February 5th. This is not mistake. I go through from Monday to Monday, okay, not to Sunday, and I'll explain why. So we go from Monday to Monday. That's your week 1, and every week we'll be structuring it exactly the same way. So you're gonna have an assignment checklist that will tell you everything that you need to accomplish that week. Okay, so here's week 1. You can see what's going on, videos, learning outcomes. This is what you should expect to know after finishing this week, and then graded assignments. Okay, and then we have learning materials, graded assignments, and reviewing materials. That's self-explanatory. You guys can look through it. In the learning materials, I tell you which sections you should be expected to read on ebook. Then there's also Excel data sets, and those we will use for practice with Excel. And then some videos. Some of the videos were created by other people, and others are by me. And I will let you know which ones are mine. So a video from your instructor, that's the note that's going to be attached to every video that I make for this class. Okay? And those are really strongly encouraged to be watched. All right? So let's see, let's go back. Then graded assignments. Here you can see that one assignment is online, and that's graded automatically, and then a different assignment is done by hand or via Excel. So the first one is through Microsoft Excel, and then I also tell you how to submit your assignments through Blackboard. Okay, so every week is going to look just like it. If you go back here, week 1, so it's gonna have these folders and assignment checklist. So I'm trying to make the course very structured, very easy to predict what's gonna happen. Okay, so every week is going to look exactly the same, just different material, of course. Okay, so weekly assignments are done. Discussion board. Let's go back to Blackboard. There is a discussion board that's already created. So we have a couple of different forums going on. So who's who is for introduction. And then we have 3 modules in the course. So each module will have different topics that you can discuss. Okay, so here's the first one is introduction. And here you can create a new thread, or you can reply to somebody or who already created a thread. It's up to you guys. And this is not graded, so let me make a note that the discussion board is not graded. Okay, but this is an important component of any online class. And I've tried to do several classes where the discussion board was graded, and it doesn't always work out depending on the class. So I don't want it to feel forced. I would like for you guys to have conversations that you are interested in, that you motivate and that you lead. Not I'm trying to force you to do these discussions because your grade depends on it. Okay? But I will tell you this. At the end of the semester, I'm going to take a look at everyone's participation. So while it's not graded, it still matters, because if, let's say, your grade is right between A and B, let's say 88.5, but you participated a lot in the discussion, you asked questions, you answered other students' questions, I will be more than happy to round your grade to an 8. Okay, so that's your encouragement. Okay, this is your carrot in a way, right? So if you think about, okay, what if I'm in that situation where my grade is between B and C, okay, or C and D or something like that, then the discussion board will be the deciding factor. Okay, let's see. Then your grades will be posted on Blackboard too. I can open it up because everyone's information will be seen. That's not what we want to happen. Okay, but your grades will be on Blackboard. Okay, what's going to happen, I'm going to check your homework grade on MyMathLab weekly and then update that one tab. And then at the end of the class, you guys will be asked to complete course evaluations, which is a very important process of learning, step of learning process. So I will remind you of that one, and it's completely anonymous, so I won't know who's doing it, but I would like to see the feedback about the class. So that's your Blackboard. Okay, so you guys take your time in the first week, especially go through all the tabs, get familiar and get used to the structure. Now let's go ahead and go to MyMathLab. Okay, some people already signed up for this website, which is great. If not, you have plenty of time to do so. Okay, once you sign up, you're going to enroll in BU-MA 205 online spring 2018. Okay, and this is where you will be doing most of your reading. Okay, let's see. First, let's see assignment management. And you will see that assignments are already created. So there will be 28 homework assignments, and the dates are already posted. If needed, they can be adjusted. So you can start working ahead if you would like to do so, but you're not required. Okay, so this is your work. So let's say you want to see, you will have slightly different option because I'm the instructor, so I don't have an option to work on this, but I can see it as preview, and this is what you guys will see as well. Okay, so you will have questions. Some of them will be multiple choice, others will be computational, and then you're gonna have all of these options to help me solve, view an example. StatCrunch, I wouldn't play with that because we're not gonna deal with that. This is kind of like a version of Excel, but so we don't need to do that. But Ask My Instructor is definitely a good option to use. This will send me an email saying that you are having issues with this problem. You put in your comments what exactly is that you're struggling with, and I'll get that. Okay, you have infinitely many attempts for each problem, so you will have 1 to 2 assignments per week, and you can already see the dates. Well, sometimes 3. Okay, but this is one chapter. Most of these assignments are probably 10 problems each for a section. Okay, so then you will also have one test. One test will be done on MyMathLab, and the other 2 tests will be done at the FCC Testing Center. We'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, so how would you read your book? There's a couple of different ways. So you can do HTML, ebook. Okay, and then let's say the first one is chapter 1. Some of these sections are really short, so this first section is like 1 page. Okay, that's it. That was your section, right? So that's 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and so forth. So that's the copy of the textbook in HTML style. And then you can also go to, let's see, multimedia library. and select multimedia textbook here. Let's say we want to take a look at chapter 2, and I want to do 2.1. So it's going to take some time to load. And now this is more of like a real copy of the textbook. Okay, and this is exactly the same thing. Okay, and you can read through here, and you can scroll through pages, change pages over here, but you can play with this one. Okay, that is exact copy of the book. I actually have a paper book and it looks just like it. Okay, so whichever way is easier for you, that's what you guys would use. All right, so that's your textbook. There's a lot of different tools that you guys can use here, but none of them will be mandatory. So in Tool for Success, there's all sorts of stuff that you can get. So you can get those data sets, although I will be downloading them for you. There are some videos for Excel. Again, those are helpful, but I will be creating videos as well, just the ones that you need to know, okay? Because this can be a little bit overwhelming. So you can browse through all of this stuff. None of this will be mandatory. Okay, so if you don't have time to go through all of these different videos, let's say business insight videos, I've looked through all of them. They're great. They're very interesting and very, business related, but we might just not have time to go through all of them. All right, so but just keep in mind, there's a lot of extra tools out there that you can use. All right, the main things that I want you to keep in mind, what you need to do is reading the ebook, only assign sections, and then doing homework. Okay, so assignments. Okay, that's it. That's what you need to get out of MyMathLab. Everything else I will provide. Okay, so all the supplementary materials will be provided. All right, so that is your MyMathLab, right? So e-text is mandatory, other videos not. Okay, and then weekly online homework, that is 15% of your overall grade. Okay, so what else do I want to discuss? So what is your weekly workload? You should know what you need to do each week. Okay, so reading assigned sections only. We will be skipping some of them. We will be skipping a lot of them, and sometimes we won't go in order. Okay. Let me highlight this then. Let's see. So reading, then online homework, then videos from your instructor. I can't make you watch them, but they're extremely helpful. Okay. And then written activities. Most of them will have to deal with Excel. Some of them will be more conceptual. Okay. Let me go back to your Blackboard again. Let me just emphasize again, every week will be structured exactly the same way. I'll have an assignment checklist, learning material, graded assignments. Reviewing material will give you the vocabulary that you need to know, and I will also have some review videos and the answer key for any activities that you guys will turn in. Okay, so then your graded activities, there's only two, online homework and the one that you turn in through Blackboard. And then discussion, I will try to keep it going. I will ask you guys questions, but again, this is not mandatory. I would like for it to flow naturally. I don't want it to be forced. And I know some of you are really busy. That's why you're taking this class online. Okay, so one thing that I do want to discuss before we finish this video, let me go ahead and go back to the syllabus. And we're going to go to the assessment of learning outcomes. Okay, so your weekly activities, 10%. Okay, there was going to be 12 of them, and 2 of them will be dropped. 2 lowest scores will be dropped at the end. The online homework on MyMathLab, that's infinitely many times you can do it. And then that will be due every Monday. Okay, the reason why I'm picking Monday is because sometimes you guys have questions before you turn it in on Sunday night. I'm not very good about replying to emails on Sunday night. Okay, this is my family time. This is the time where I shut off everything that's work related, and I can't guarantee I can respond. But Monday, I'm back in my work mode. So if you have questions before you turn it in, Monday is a good day. Okay, that's why I extended a little bit more. So everything as far as the activities and online homework will be due on Monday night, even though I will reopen the next week's assignments anyway. Okay, exam 1 will be done through MyMathLab, and you can do it at home on your own time. So I will give you dates when this exam will be available. But the other 2 exams will have to take place at FCC Testing Center. Okay, so I want to emphasize this. The other 2 tests will be not online. They will be face-to-face, paper pencil tests, similar to something that my students that are face-to-face students take, and it needs to be proctored at FCC Testing Center. Or if you are not in Frederick County, we can set something up, but email me and we'll discuss that. Okay, so I don't want it to come as a surprise. This is actually pretty typical of all online classes at FCC. Okay, we'll require at least 1, but no more than 2 face-to-face proctored tests. Okay, so just keep that in mind. All right, well, I'm really excited to have this class going. We're gonna take it 1 week at a time. I want to let you know that I'm available for you guys during my office hours or not. Please come see me. If you're on campus, please come see me and introduce yourself. One thing about online classes is that connection that students and instructors establish in face-to-face classes, that's a lot of times is not there, and it's the one component that I really like about teaching. I like to make connections with students. It's a little harder if we're doing it online, but it is possible. So I would like to welcome you all to this class. Let's have a great semester, and if you have any questions at all, my office is open and my email is open too. Monday through Friday, I check it more often than I should be probably. But again, welcome to the class and good luck, everybody.